y'all, welcome back to another video. So I am at my house right now. Beacon is in front of me, kind of like by a wall, so I don't know if you guys can actually see her as far as the camera, but this is her. She has her, she's laying on her side and her ears, and like she's laying on her ear. Normally she puts her head on her paws, but she's tired today. So we've been doing really good. I haven't recorded a lot of videos because it's just been crazy getting home and all that. So I haven't recorded since our first week. So a lot of things happened. We did a lot better as time went on. We went to the malls, which that was like scary but awesome because I've never been to a mall without fear before. I've always had to hold on to someone's arm or use my cane, and just, I don't like crowds, so it was really, really stressful. But going to a mall with her, like, I almost cried because it was so awesome to go and just not have to worry about, running into people or hitting people with my cane, stuff like that, and it's really nice to go with her and just, I can't even explain, it's just like walking, just having that feeling of like, yes, I've got this, I'm good, we're gonna make it, and it's really neat. I don't like escalators with her because there's so much, you really have to trust your dog. You have to just go with them as soon as they go. And there's a lot of danger that can happen, like they can get their nails stuck in the front of the escalator, like the little divider between the steps and the plate thingy at the edge. I don't know the name of that, but I used to. Yeah, so they can get their paws stuck. I just don't want to risk it with her. So I'm just going to use stairs from now on, not escalators. What else did we do? Let's see. We went to a park, and that was interesting because this guy had his dog, like his pet dog out. And all of our dogs were like, ooh, a dog. So then Beacon's like, ooh, I'm going to go get it. She goes after it, and of course, she got in trouble because, you can't go after dogs. And the guy actually got asked to leave by one of the trainers because he was walking his dog up to ours and trying to let him sniff each other, and we're like, these are working dogs, you can't do that. So he had to leave. We went to a college campus, and their mascot is a grizzly bear. And it was on this bench. They had like this bench with a statue. Well, Beacon thought it was a real one, so she started growling and barking at it like I'm gonna get you. And I'm like, Beacon, if it's a grizzly bear, you're gonna lose. But yeah, it was cute. And I didn't know what she was barking at, and I was like, what is she doing? And they were like, oh, it's a grizzly bear statue. I was like, oh, okay. So we did that. What else did we do? I feel like I'm skipping a lot because I don't know. We did a night walk. That was awesome. So our last week there I think it was on a Tuesday. Yeah, we did a night walk, and that was incredible. I cried after that. Like after we did that, I got back and it was, wow. So we got back at like 10 o'clock, and I stayed up until I think like at least midnight or so. And we played, and then I had a good cry because it was just like, that was my first walk with her where I actually kind of felt like I was gonna be okay. As far as, controlling her and just we'd be okay as a team. That was like my first walk because my partner that I walked with, she has some vision, so at night she has nothing. So she was really scared because, she's used to seeing stuff during the day and she couldn't see anything at night. So my instructor really focused on her and just kind of let us go. And we walked in doubles, which is where you walk with another guide dog team and you change at every other curb. So like someone leads and then you switch, the other person leads. So, if you're leading, you're pretty much, at least a good 5-10 feet ahead of them. So it was nice. It's really awesome to feel that I was going to be okay. And so that kind of made me emotional because I've never had that experience of like traveling so freely, and like it was really powerful. yeah, so it was fun to travel at night too because I could kind of sense like there was things around us, but it made a lot of shadows and stuff, and it was really different in the darkness as far as for me, but she did amazing. That's really where I trusted her more and kind of just realized I could give up control and just trust her. I mean, I had to control, like, turning here and all this, but that's what really clicked for us. It kind of stinks that it was the last week, but it worked. We went to a coffee place in the rain, and that was awesome because it was our first route of, like, independently. I mean, I went with another person and the instructors were around, but we still went by ourselves. And it was funny because they said, okay, well, you can sit at this table. And it's like one of these coffee places with, like, sofas and there's, like, a coffee table. Well, the coffee table was at Beacon's level when she lays down. So I had this brownie on this plate. And I set my plate down and I was checking out the table and I was like, okay, that's not happening. And they were like, why not? And I said, well, the table is at her level. She can eat my brownie. She's not going to eat my brownie. So, yeah. So she didn't get my brownie. She was very upset, but we made it. I had a lot of good friends at Leader Dog. I have kind of stayed in contact with some of them. Some of them I haven't really because of we had a lot of storms recently and internet's been down and I haven't really gone anywhere to get internet access because I've been home with her. But I mean, the people I met there, like, amazing people. I hope they're all doing well. And the instructors, client services, everybody was just awesome. Like, I don't even know what to say. They know how to treat you right at Leader Dog. Excuse me. So they did really good. The airport was interesting because so these people in front of me, they went in line before me, which was weird because I had to leave first. But they got in front of me. They were all in line. They just told me to go over there and have a seat. So I did. I'm sitting there. Well, the next thing I hear is this lady coming through with her emotional support animal. And she goes, don't touch my dog. He's working. Don't touch him. He's working. And I'm like, lady, your dog's not a service dog. It's emotional support. And the only reason why I know that's because someone literally sat there and said, hey, there's a person with emotional support animal right beside you. And it was like, oh boy. Yeah, so then we had that. And then this lady, the next thing I hear is my classmates that were in front of me talking to this lady at this, like, counter thing, and they were like, the lady was like, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you can't have your dog in this line. No dogs allowed. And I was like, these are service dogs, people. What do you not get about it? Well, so we didn't have time to mess around, so we just went to a different line. And we got our tickets and everything, went on the plane. I got my own row of seats on the plane, which was amazing because me being a first-time handler, and she having all this nervousness and everything, it was nice to have that one row of seats to ourselves. She laid down pretty much the whole flight. Everything was good. Although I sat in front of these businessmen, and they were literally complaining the whole time about how crappy the pilot was, and they were like, well, we're gonna die because they're not landing at such and such place, and oh my gosh, they flew over this, and I was like, guys, can you please stop talking? You're freaking me out. Because, we just kept hitting a lot of turbulence and everything, and I was like, guys, stop talking now, you're gonna freak me out. But we made it, we landed. And the people at the airport were amazing. They helped me go take her out to park. I saw my family. And of course they went right to Beacon. They didn't say anything to me. And they love their Beacon. My mom is in love with this dog, and so is my sister. It's gonna be really hard for them whenever I leave because, they love this dog. They understand what she's been doing for me, and yeah, it's amazing. We got home and she barked and whined and growled, and she was just really stressed out because everything had changed as far as her surroundings. Eric wasn't there. But I mean, she's doing better. It's our 3rd week home. We're starting on the 3rd week, and she's been doing amazing. We did a bunch of walks downtown. Everyone's been like, oh, look at that dog. Or my personal favorite was, there's that girl and that dog again. Wonder what they're doing. And I was like, well, gee, I don't know. We're walking down the street, So we've had a lot of interesting people. especially at Walmart. Like, people are interesting. They have asked me everything of, is it a pet? What's the handle for? A lot of those questions. What's the thing on their nose for? Which that's a gentle leader, which I explained in my last video. And, of course, you got people going, can I pet your dog? And it's like, no, they're working. Like, read the sign, people. Read the sign. So the last Monday that we were at Leader Dog, we got our new harnesses. And they put them on our dining room chairs. So I was like, they knocked on my door and they were like, hey, your harness is on your chair. So when you go to dinner, just bring your dog down and heel and then take the harness. I was like, okay. So, me being me, once the 5:30 gets there, I'm like running down the hallway. I'm like, yes, we got our new harnesses. Like, we made it. Finally. This is gonna be our proof that we actually made it as a team. So, run down there, put on the harness. And of course, everybody else is sitting there just chilling with their dog, eating. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you have your harness on. Like, we're actually gonna be an official team. So, of course, I think I think everybody was quieter because I was just so excited. I was like, yes, we got your harness. And I was petting her and she was all excited. And I was like, okay, now I really gotta eat now because it was like 10 minutes into the meal. And everybody else had obviously stopped worrying about their dogs like 10 minutes before I had. So, yeah, but I mean, that was awesome. I met her puppy raisers on the second Saturday of being in class. That was awesome. They're really nice people from Michigan. And Beacon is their first puppy that actually made it as a guide dog. So, yay. They are amazing people, really cool. I think they were crying, I don't really know. They might have been like really emotional because, raising a puppy, I mean, you're with them for a year and you teach them all the things they need to know, like basic obedience, relieving at a specific time, all that. And then, giving that dog up at the end, like, I can't imagine that. That's just, wow. I don't think I could do that. So, I have a lot of respect for them. They are amazing people. I'm not going to mention their name out of respect for them and privacy. But, on my first week back home, I got a package from them, and it had a bandana that had a bee in it, like a letter B embroidered. They said it was handmade, so that was really neat. And they sent milk bones, a little nyla bone that's like an antler shape. She chewed that. It's barely recognizable as an antler because she chewed it so much. Here's one of her bones. I don't know if you guys can see. But, yeah, as you can see, or if you can't see, I'll explain it. It's very chewed up. It's still the same shape. Nyla bones are good with chewing. It doesn't splinter like animal bones would, so we can give them nyla bones. And it's just, wow. It's like the plastic part is being chewed off, so there's little plastic chunks on it from her teeth, and so really the only way it breaks is just these little bitty plastic pieces falling off, and she can eat them if she wants because they're so small, like a grain of sand, kind of. That's how big they are. So I mean, I try to pick them off every day or so to just not let her eat them, but sometimes she does. Anyway, so we got that. She got a Kong, which this was so cute. It was in the shape of a pacifier, like a binky. So of course, me being me, I'd be like, okay, Beacon, you got a binky for the Beacon, and she was like, I don't care, I just want food. So we did that. Got her food and everything. And what else did they send? Oh, I feel like they sent something else, but they sent one of those rope toys where it's like a rubber rope, and then at the end there's like little balls on it that make the rope kind of stay together. So she loves that, although we can't play it because we can't get her off leash because of my 4 cats at home, which they are getting better. Kind of, they kind of tolerate each other. She kind of goes after them sometimes, so I have to keep her on leash or tie down every time, everywhere. but she's getting better. The cats are kind of ignoring her, so. And let's see. Oh. The one thing I will say is whenever you run into something with a guide dog, it hurts a lot worse than with the cane, because, you run into it a lot faster with a guide dog, and you're not expecting it. Kind of with the cane, you can kind of sense that you're gonna run into something, but with the dog, it's like, bam. I ran into something at Walmart and hit me right in the head, and I was like, we're gonna have to work on that, going around that. So we worked on that and recorrecting and everything. But it really hurts running into stuff. And let's see. We haven't been to a restaurant yet. I'm excited to go to one because I want to see how she'll react. We don't have a kitchen table here, like a dining room table. So I literally just, I sit right beside her and she doesn't eat my food, so that's nice. She tries to, but she never gets it. Last week I dropped the leash, and it was on the steps coming into the house. I dropped the leash, and I was like, oh no, she's gonna run away, because we have stray cats outside, and she tried to go after him. Well, she just stood there like, what do I do? And I was like, wow, thank you for not running, because I have a leash, and I didn't have it in my hand. So, she's really awesome. She really wants me to leave her alone right now, because she's laying against the wall. So that means, don't bother me. I think she's gonna go to sleep pretty soon. We had our first vet appointment 2 weeks ago. She had to get shots. She was not happy. And she also had to get her anal sacs drained, because anal sacs are like the things that are on their so they're just below the tail, and there's two of them, one on each side. And whenever they have a bowel movement, some of that the anal sac anal gland secretes that hormone that kind of makes their feces have a unique scent. Sorry, I can't speak today. So she had to get them drained. She didn't have a part-time, a bowel movement for 4 days after bringing her home. She was just super stressed, which I was stressed too, because I was like, oh my gosh, this dog and I was kind of worried that we weren't going to make it, because just the first time working outside with her, she was pulling so hard, and I couldn't control her very well. My family was like, what are you doing? You don't know how to do this. They didn't mean to kind of discourage me, but they were, just by being worried themselves, and just some of the stuff they said, I know they didn't mean it to be like that, but they kind of made me feel discouraged, because I was like, I just got this dog, give me a break, But we're getting a lot better. She's my dream dog. I called her trainer yesterday, and wow, he was very proud. I told him that we got her new shoes. We got her these shoes from Roughwear, which I'll show you those in my college room tour, because I'll have to show you everything. But they're like boots kind of for dogs, and so they have a rough bottom, like a tennis shoe would. They're called grip tracks, and she hates them, but she walks in them just fine. The rubber ones that we had the paws. They're PAWZ. They're these rubber things that feel like balloons, kind of. And she hated them. She refused to walk. Literally, I was standing there, and I was like, are you gonna walk? And she just stood there I'm not moving. You're not gonna make me move. Like a princess. So I had to take them off, and we walked around. But, the boots, she loves them. I'd highly recommend them as far as, if you have a dog that likes to go in the woods, or snow, ice, anything like that. Of course, I don't know, we haven't been in the ice yet, but when we do. Heat, if the pavement's hot, she hasn't worked in 2 days so far, because it's been so hot. It's gonna reach into the hundreds today. So, we can't really work in that. I'm not gonna force her to work if she doesn't absolutely have to, just because of, the heat, and I don't want her getting hot and having a heat stroke or anything. So, yeah. So, generally, she's done pretty good. I mean, she's worked a little bit, but not on pavement. We're not gonna walk 6 blocks, in the heat. She's doing a lot better. I can't wait to go to college and just, like, get in my apartment and see how she does, because I know she's gonna be amazing. And, like, yeah, I can't wait. So, I'm sorry, I've been, like, rambling on, but there's been a lot that's going on this past couple weeks. We had July 4th and everything, and she was very calm, and we didn't go see the fireworks because she was all anxious. She hates thunderstorms. Literally the first week we were home, it rained constantly. I was like, welcome to Indiana, Beak. She was like, yeah. So, lovely Indiana weather. But I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there as a team. We're bonding a lot more. See, I don't know if you guys can. So right now I'm holding her paw, and she would not let me touch her paws until, like, the other day. And so what I did was I gave her treats every time I held her paw. And so, trying to get her used to letting me hold her paw, I put it in the booties and stuff. And I think she's gonna go to sleep. But yeah, so that's how I get her to let me hold her paw. And for some reason, everyone's been asking me if she can do tricks. And I'm like, well, not yet. I'm worried about getting other, more important stuff done than tricks. You know, like walking in a straight line and not missing curbs and everything. Well, so finally I was like, guys, like, is guiding not a trick? I mean, that's good enough for me. She doesn't have to do tricks. I don't really care if she does tricks or not, because the independence that she gives me, like, it's amazing. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna quit now because my phone's ringing. I don't know who it is. So, have a good day, all. Thank you for watching. Sorry if this video is horrible. I kind of rambled on. But, thank you all for watching. Have a good day.